also, it's a bit of a Will Todd year this year.
I'm so honoured.
We're doing your Christmas Carol. You and David Simpatico obviously very closely followed the story of Dickens' Christmas Carol. I didn't commission that, but I did premiere it. But where did that come from with you and David? Where did that start?
So David Simpatico is a US-based writer of plays and shows, and he's done all sorts of different work, films, worked with Disney on theatre adaptations, all sorts of stuff. And many years ago, I worked on a piece with him called The Screams of Kitty Genovese, which was a more of a musical theatre type piece. And for a long time, he had had the idea, or he had wanted to do a version of Christmas Carol, but only using the words of Dickens in the script.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very important to him that the actor narrator role, you're only hearing actual text from Dickens. Yep. So he worked for a long time on this version, and my idea was, well, we could populate this with singers, or initially a chorus, perhaps singing carols. Mm-hmm. But what that evolved into was there's a chorus with our narrator, who also speaks the part of Scrooge. And they sometimes sing together, but they also sing little character roles from the show. So of the 8 singers, each of them has 2 character roles. And as you say, we were able to workshop it with you guys and do a
workshop's
cut down.
Always good for a producer.
Well, God, and for writers too, because it's just for it's exactly the same thing happened as with Alice. Mm-hmm. We were able to see it on its feet. Mm-hmm. And go, oh yeah, get rid of that, do that. And we did a cut down version, didn't we? I remember one of the Christmas galas with Opera Holland Park. And then you put it on last year fully, and I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled.
It's a lovely piece, isn't it? I mean, I think I have to say, a Christmas Carol is a wonderful piece itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't lose its power from being over.
No,
it's an amazing piece. And I think David's idea about only using Dickens' words in the Scrooge and Dickens is amazing. But you've created this sound world, which is wonderful. And we use small instrumentation, which is piano, accordion, and
double bass.
But then beautifully, and I know you've got an old story about why you like bells, but then handbells from all the singers as well.
Yes, handbells. Yes, so each of the characters has 2 bells. And at various points, they play within the musical textures. So sometimes the bells can make very sort of foreboding sounds, like when Marley's ghost is appearing, and you get lots of them in a sort of detuned sound happening. And then, of course, the very bright sound of bells at Christmas, which is a beautiful sound anyway. And we're able to sort of add to the magic of the oral tapestry, if you like, with those bells.
It really is. But before you go on, do you remember the very first day of rehearsal? And never, ever get into a room with 8 singers with handbells.
Oh, my goodness.
Because all they did was just pick them up and
it's interesting
shake
because
them for like 5 minutes.
I was thinking, because you never quite know with professional musicians what their boundaries or comfort zones are going to be. And I was thinking, well, in asking them to play bells, we are sort of breaking a wall slightly, that they're singers, but then we're asking them to be instrumentalists at the same time. How is this going to go? And I was imagining having to sort of break them in gently, this is about build their confidence. Honestly, it was like a box of toys had been opened in a kid's party, and they were just in there. I think the first 15 minutes was just people whacking amazing. Bells. And in the rehearsal of that show, whenever we weren't quite sure who should have a bell at a certain point, he's like, everybody's had, I'll do it.